Welcome back, and today is Sunday, 13th of November. Time check right now is 10 p.m. Singapore Asia time. That will be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really excited to be back here today on a Sunday. So what I want to do right now is this. After the video stream yesterday, so many people so many people reach out to me on the various channels from Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. I think the message resonate with what you have seen or what you are going through, and I want to thank you very, very much for reaching out to me and letting me know how you feel about the video, right? So what I want to do today is a bit different. Today is a Sunday. Typically, we kind of do our very, very fierce work of analysis on the weekday. And on a Sunday, I kind of take more time to do reflection. So before I jump into today's live stream, I was having a long call with my book editor. Still ironing out the details of the manuscript. Quite a number of changes need to be done, but I think we're on track. All right, so here we go. Let me pull this out. And between yesterday and today, again, so many surprises in the market. So first thing first, I want to make sure how are you guys handling it, because I bet you have never gone through so much changes within a span of maybe 24 to 48 hours, right? Very, very real. And the Twitter was kind of exploded. Elon Musk is actually very happy that there's a blowout of a FTX, and that kept everyone really busy at Twitter, and he's all talking about it. But I want to make sure how are all of you doing, right? So I'm going to go over to my live chat and pay my greetings to those of you who join us. Well, come back. Ding. And if you are watching us live right now, you can go to your comments, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or TikTok. You can just give a comment and I can see it right over here, right? So let me play you some nice music. Welcome back. Who's watching us live? Wow. Let me pay my greeting. The volume is so low. Let me see. Okay. So big hello to I see Marcus, Henry, Manfred, Wilson, Jacqueline, Calvin, Ryan, Gasso, I'm not too sure your full name. Maybe it's Mr. So or G.A. So. John Lim. John Lim is playing in the small little ball, right? You feel the shock right now. I hope those of you who received the little ball from us at the Spiking Alpha conference, you can put it to good use, all right? Adeline, I see Benjamin, Hua Qian, General Tam, Mingyu, Pua, and so on. Wow, thank you everyone for joining us here. So, yesterday is really a big revelation. I also got friends, I got classmates from HBS kind of text me and say, wow, you shared something really fresh insight into FTX. And they don't think about it. They never really dive in deeper into it until, you track the sequence of events and then you can nail down the intent. So today, I'm going through like Twitter and I say, what is happening on Twitter, right? There's some things going on inside there, and kind of makes me wonder. I mean, there's so many things going on right now between 12 to 24 hours. So much things happening, right? It's really mind-boggling. So I want to use this example of Elon Musk to kind of teach us a very important lesson. How do you multitask and absorb so much information at one single point in time, right? And I've been asking myself whether, hey, Clemen, have I been very productive with my time? And more importantly, have I been very productive with my talent God has given me? And in the Bible, there's a parable of the 10 talents, right? Uh, God, a master, is this a parable? It's not like a real, but Jesus told about this story to kind of teach us about a certain important lesson. So there's a master that has 3 servants, and each one of them he gave 10 talents, all right? And mathematically, I even did a research on that. Each talent is equivalent to how much today? All right. So I want to give you that calculation, right? So a talent is 33 kilograms, which would be like worth 1.4. At this price, a talent of 33 kilograms will be worth $1.4 million. And I think it's a parable of the talent, not 10 talents. So the story goes this way. A master has 3 servants. He gave each one of the servant about $1.4 million, which is the equivalent of today. And back then, it's called a talent of silver. All right. So you receive $1.4 million, and there are 3 servants. And he told them this: hey, I'm going to go away. You're entrusted, each one of you, with 1 talent. And by the time I come back, I want to know what you have done with it. Right? So he went away for a long time, and finally he came back one day and he asked the 3 servants to report to him. So number 1, the first servant came up to him and said, Master, from your 1 talent, I invest into it. I grew it. Right now, I return back to you 10 talents. Wow, that to me is like numerically 10x, right? And then the second servant came out to the master and said, hey, master, I took your 1 talent. Right now, I'm returning back to you 5 talents. Well, mathematically, I calculate, well, not bad. 5x return, not bad. Okay. And then the third servant came out to the master and said, Master, I took your talent and I hid it under the ground. I buried it beneath a tree because I know you're a very, very hard master, and I want to make sure I don't lose it. So when you return, when you return back here, I will give it back to you, the very talent you have entrusted me, so that I return back to you that same 1 talent. And guess what happened? The master scolded the third servant. Say, you lazy servant, you already know that I'm a hard master, and you never produce, never bear any fruits. And you just return back to me the talent, and out you go. You don't belong to my household anymore. So in a nutshell, I'm not reading directly from the Bible. I'm just telling you from the memory I had of this story. How do you handle your talent? And this period, I've been asking myself this question also. Am I productive with my talent? If my master asks me to report to him, how should I tell him? What results can I show? And all that. So typically, weekend, we think about such things, right? And then the message in the church was also about, wow, we got to be careful with our wisdom, with our wealth, with the words that we use. And I put all these things together and I say, is there someone that I can benchmark in terms of, multiplying the talent? And who else to benchmark but the richest man on planet Earth, right? So I want to kind of jump the screen right now and show you what I'm looking at. This is the richest man on planet. And I mean, all of us know for a certainty that, he has acquired Twitter. He's 100% owner. And he's probably the second most followed person on Twitter after President Barack Obama. Right now, he got 115 million followers. And then I kind of go down right here. 14 hours ago, he was talking about one of his companies, Starlink. All right. So And he's comparing like internet with the old internet service provider, 9.25 Mbps, and internet with Starlink on the right, 281 Mbps. I mean, it's fascinating, right? That was like 14 hours ago he tweeted about this. And then you go down, he retweeted about his another company, which is a solar company that builds solar panels on top of homes across United States, all right? And he's combining the solar plus the Powerwall charger of Tesla across the United States. So here you have a ISP, internet based on satellites above us. Second, you have a solar panel for homes and a Powerwall for cars. And then he gave us the vision of the future that will reduce our dependence on the grid at our lowest price in the US. So this is like a very beautiful vision of the future. And then we go down. 21 hours ago, he tweeted about his deployment of Galaxy 31, which is SpaceX. So from Starlink to SpaceX to solar company, right? Okay. And then we go on down, ding ding, SpaceX lift off. Wow, and you know, this video is like so gorgeous, right?
4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Intelsat Galaxy 31 and 32. Go Falcon 9.
Right. So he's like from Starlink to the solar company, and then right now to SpaceX. And then he go on to talk about Twitter. Rest in peace, robot, and all that. And then he asked, Twitter is fun, less fun, more fun. Laughing my ass off, LMAO, 43%. All right. And then he also has space. He has the space to talk about FTX meltdown, ransack being tracked in real time on Twitter. All right. And then he also has a capacity to talk about the blue tick. Going forward, accounts engaged in parody must include parody in their name, not just in bio. I mean, this guy exemplifies what you call a multi-talent. I mean, it's like, how the heck he has 24 hours a day just like us, but he could do so many things. How many of you have thought about a question like this before? How the heck, God is very fair to all of us. He has 24 hours. I got 24 hours. You got 24 hours. How the heck his capacity can do so much? Right? So let me put on the chat again. Do you agree that we are given the same 24 hours a day? Right. So let me post the question, right? I put it out on the live chat right now. Y'all can take a look. Do you agree that we have the same 24 hours a day? All right. You must take a stand on this first question first. If you don't take a stand on this, then we can't go on further to the live stream, right? Do you agree that all of us, we are given the same 24 hours a day? All right. So some people like debating over this question, struggling. And everybody kind of say yes. Then I flip over. How the heck this guy can do so many things? How the heck this guy can do so many things in the same 24 hours that we have? Has something gone wrong? Right? I mean, then, John Lin came along and say, but to some people, they are given more talents. No, they are all given the same talent as per the parable in the Bible. We are all given the same talent. But let me remove the chat overlay and come back to here. So the topic for tonight is, gosh, all of us given the same 24 hours a day, why some people could do more than us, and are we fruitful in the talents given to us? Now, talents can be measured in many ways. Either you think about, okay, perhaps you got a higher intelligence quotient, IQ, or perhaps you are above average EQ, emotional quotient. You always kind of able to mirror the person that you're talking to and make the fella comfortable, and you get very, very powerful networks. Or perhaps you are like generational wealth. You know, your forefathers did work very, very hard, pass on the wealth to you, and you're born with a silver spoon, and perhaps you can do much more since you started off with much more compared to the rest. And perhaps some of us are very disadvantaged. We are born with perhaps disability, less one leg, one finger, one hand, or whatever. Some of us are perhaps raised in single families, in a very dysfunctional family. Father is a gambler, mother is not interested in the family, whatever. And I challenge God and I ask God, you know, why some people are born in a poor family, some people are born in a rich family, some people are born in a poor country, some people are born in a rich country. But the commonality among all is that there are always success story, right? That one out of a million, like this is like one out of a gazillion, man. This is the Albert Einstein of our current era. This guy is multiple talent, and that kind of ascertain the fact that I work on the thesis that as you acquire more wisdom, naturally and organically, you become wealthy. And Elon Musk is the wealthiest man on earth. And if you compare Elon Musk against Warren Buffett, he loved to Elon Musk loves to tease Warren Buffett. He say, I'm not like Warren Buffett, just sit there, do nothing, invest in companies. I'm the one working the operator of the business. I'm the one sweating out at the factories. While this guy, old man, just sit there, just select which stock to buy. Right? And I'm sweating out there at the factory with my workers, with my engineers, trying to solve real problems to change the world into a better place for us to live. So Sunday is a time to think about such topics. It's gosh, but depends on the direction, the outcome that you want when you think about such things. There are only three outcomes. I want to make it very clear because sometimes you dive very deep into it. Let me start with the real negative outcome. Outcome number one, when you start comparing with the likes of Elon Musk, who's multi-talented, multi-companies, all successful, with the likes of Warren Buffett, multi-talented, but who does only one thing, that is investing in great companies, or perhaps many other heroes in your life, right? And as you keep looking at them, outcome number one, you go into depression. You say, I don't think I want to compete anymore. I want to give up. I just want to stop this race. I'm tired. Why should I work so hard to chase after these guys that I can never ever beat them? Whether to beat Elon Musk or to beat Warren Buffett or beat whoever the superhero that you want to beat, to win, to compete, and be number one. Right? So outcome number one, which is the most general majority outcome, most people give up. They stop pushing themselves. And I don't have any statistics to show you, but I've only got one diagram to give it to you. The diagram of the wealth pyramid. Not too sure how many of you still remember I give you this wealth pyramid diagram. At the peak of the pyramid represents 1% who is defined as a millionaire in planet's Earth population. Whether you're a baby all the way to an adult, there's only 1% up there who's defined as a millionaire, right? So you go back to here, and you can see clearly the broad base at the bottom. Perhaps I led me to the assumption or conclusion that most people just give up and say, never mind. I just do what I can do every day, survive, live for another day. That's it. And this is the 50% of the US population today, they live for another day. They have enough money just to survive the next 1 month, 50%. All right? So, outcome number one, most people or majority of people stop challenging themselves and say, okay, I give up. I just go through life normally. I don't want to worry about this or stress about this. And that's the reason why, I kind of connect the dot with I was granted a visit to Church of Singapore at Marine Parade. How many of you been to Church of Singapore at Marine Parade? I urge you, please visit this beautiful church. Church of Singapore at Marine Parade at the traffic junction of Marine Parade. The president of the church is my fellow director, Mr. Fong Dao Chin. Super well respected. And he was with the church from day one. And first thing when I visited his church, he led me to the basement car park. I said, Clemen, I want to show you this. I said, wow, first thing you show me is the car park. Now, I didn't drive to the church because I know the church compound, the land, you can't park like that many cars. So I parked elsewhere and I just walked to the church. I said, what is this? Something is strange here. Why is your car park, basement car park, with numbers shown on the wall for each parking lot? He said, this car park in the night has been transformed for the drifters in Singapore. I think there's a technical word for it. It's called the drifters. That means they got nowhere else to sleep. They just walk on the street every day. They don't dare to return back to their home. They sleep in the parks. They sleep in McDonald's. They just drift. And the church kind of connected with one of the government agencies and say, why don't we provide them a place to sleep? They can drift all they want to drift, no problem. Like at night by 10 o'clock, they can walk into the car park and there's a place, a car park lot with a makeshift shelter, makeshift curtain that they can close up and they can sleep there peacefully, away from animals, away from whatever things, from heavy rain and all that. And I was so touched. I said, wow. And I asked him, do you just accept like Christians or all religions? We accept all religions. Muslim, Hindus, Christian, Buddhist, whatever. As long as you're willing to walk into the church and sleep there. And we'll just provide you a place to sleep. I brought up this story because, this group, the drifters, would represent the extreme of those who gave up or just trying to find time to recalibrate and restore themselves. Not necessary that they're going to end their life, but they need time to transition. Maybe the sparkle not there yet. Maybe the push not there yet. They're just trying to find themselves, find their ground. And I use the drifters as an analogy to describe the majority of the people in the pyramid. They're actually drifting through life. They never challenge themselves. They never look at a higher bar to cross. Now, nothing wrong with that. Some of them say, hey, I'm very happy. I'm very contented. Don't tell me about must have this, must have that. Like Singapore, we're known to have the 5 Cs. No, I don't need all that. I can just every day walk in the park, sleep at McDonald's. I'm happy. Perfectly fine. Okay? Outcome number one. So outcome number one, as you look at all these superheroes out there, you give up and say, wow, this mountain too high to cross. I don't think I want to even attempt to think about it, dream about it, to even dare to fight for it. Okay, outcome number one. Now we go back to outcome number two, scenario number two. There's a middle tier in the pyramid, which is a broad-based middle tier, where majority of them are defined as work in progress, WIP. And those of you who are watching my channel right now, I believe majority of you are what we call the work in progress, WIP. You're working towards your goal. And while you're working towards your goal, Perhaps your goal is to be like multi-talented, multi-companies, multi-millionaire or billionaire like Elon Musk is the exemplar of our generation, right? How the heck you can do so many things and all documented in his tweets? Oh my God, I say how he spent his time. Today talk about SpaceX, tomorrow talk about Tesla, next thing talk about Starlink, and then next thing talk about Twitter, and then the solar panel, and then next thing talk about his mistress or wife or daughter or whatever. This guy got many girlfriends. And then the next thing appeared in the church with the Pope with his children. I say, wow. Wow. So let's come back to our second option. Option number 2. Those of you who are work in progress, WIP. Let me describe to you what is work in progress. Work in progress is you can feel it already. You can smell it. You can see it. But you haven't reached there yet. For example, let's say today you're a university student, you join a 3-year course to earn a Bachelor of Business. By the time you completed your second year, you know 1 more year to go, you're going to cross that line, right? And for those of you who are pursuing a PhD, let me tell you, I've gone through the journey and I hope there are some PhD candidates watching this YouTube right now. You cannot see it, you cannot taste it, you cannot smell it until you finish your data analysis, all right? All the literature review, all that bullshit. You have to finish your data collection, your data analysis. And I mean, whether you want to do quantitative research or qualitative research or mixed research, for me, I went on the quant. So 1 + 1 is equals to 2. But by the time I finish my data analysis, I know I smell it already. Confirm. No one can challenge me on my data. It's so powerful, right? I use partial least square structural equation modeling. I use the software from a German professor. No one can challenge me at all on my data analysis. I know I'm 80% there already. I just to push myself, finish the literature review, finish the analysis, the written analysis, basically finish the thesis writing, and I'll graduate with a PhD. In fact, in my batch of 40 students, 40 candidates for PhD, I was the first to finish writing the thesis and was the first to graduate in my cohort. Against all odds. I mean, over time, some of them graduated 1, 2, or 3 years later than me. But I was so motivated to earn my PhD. So that is the phase we call the work in progress. You are there already. You can roughly know 1 or 2 years more, or 3 or 4 years more, you cross the line, right? So congratulations. You are feeling it. And you got the hairstand moment. And that drives you. Now I want to address is the third group. The third group. The third group is a bit complicated. The third group are those of you who pen down your goals and you crossed it already. Means you made certain definition of success for yourself. For example, you say, I want to be a bachelor degree holder first in my family. You cross it and suddenly so what should I do next? Or you say, I want to be a millionaire, and boom, you cross the line. Yeah, I'm a millionaire. So what should I do next? Oh, I want to buy a beautiful house. You own a beautiful house. You live in a beautiful house. So what should I do next? Oh, I want to buy a beautiful car. I drive a beautiful car, and you are driving the beautiful car. So what's next? I want to address this third group. Not because of anything, because the first group, everyone has their own season to find themselves back, find their real true self. And I use drifter as an example. They need time to drift through life. And I asked Mr. Fong, have any one of them graduated from your car park basement or not? He said, yeah. Some of them finally, reconcile with their family members, go back and live in the family house. Some of them finally decided to say, enough is enough. So they are graduates from his basement car park program. So I'm very happy to hear that. And in the second mid tier, the second option, where you are like 1 or 2 years away to cross your goal, I don't have to worry about you because you have a goal. I'm most concerned about, maybe the word is not no, most concerned, I'm most curious about are those in the third group. You already crossed certain milestones in your life and you're trying to find the next higher mountain to cross. How do you address that? All right. So before I elaborate further, this tonight's talk is a bit philosophical. I have not put in thoughts about how should I title it at all. But I want to hear from you. Which group do you belong to? All right. So let me fire off this chat right now. You can see it on the live comments. Please let me know which group do you belong to. All right. Which group do you belong to? Tonight is a bit interesting. Huh? Oh my gosh. If I don't have any response, we're going to have many drifters tonight. Okay, so the first response came in from Ryan Wong. Ryan Wong is crossed many milestones in his life already. Too boring for him already. He trying to find something that will excite him. So my advice to Ryan Wong is please do not go to the dark side. And then we got Milton, John, GSO, work in progress, Kelvin, work in progress, Asia Pua, work in progress, Jericho 1.5. What is 1.5? Catherine is 2, Jeffrey is 2, and there's one person called T is the 3, all right? So we got a wide range here from option 1, option 2, and option 3. Thank you very much for taking part. But the heart of my sharing is option 3. And if we can solve option 3, I hope it will also resolve the challenges faced by group 1 and group 2. All right? So let's try this out. This is an experiment where I have multiple conversations of this with God at different phases of my life, right? So, like, I'm going to tease Ryan Wong tonight. Ryan Wong has accomplished many, many things in his career, in his life, and he feels that what's the next challenge? Now, for me, let me tell you how. First of all, let me tell you where I believe I belong to, all right? I always believe that I belong to group 2, the work in progress. Because the real Clemen Chiang that I see myself is like doing 100 times more than what I'm doing today. Now, it may not be doing, or maybe the exact word is not like I have to do a lot of things just to feel very accomplished. No. The doing for me means the impact that God wants me to have on planet Earth should be 100 times more than what I'm having today. That's my meaning of doing. All right. So the challenge is, how do we tackle the group 3? Because if we can tackle the group 3, we can tackle the group 1, and we can tackle the group 2. All right. So let's take it as a challenge. And the challenge goes this way. Today, if we go back to the origin of this social game, we start off with this question. All of us, we have 24 hours a day. How the heck a guy like Elon Musk can do so much, earn so much? And by the way, I've not heard about him giving away so much, all right? So I'm not too sure about, maybe he does it very privately, you wouldn't know, right? So come back to here. Equal 24 hours, And the keyword for me by studying Elon Musk is just one word. And I want to share this word with you guys tonight, something for us to reflect. And I hope is a very positive reflection. You guys gonna benefit. And I want to make sure I use the right word. And the right word is impact. What is the impact? Now, some of you may use the word influence. I mean, there are many other thesaurus words that you can deploy just on a single word called impact. I mean, I'm challenging myself right now. Okay, let's go to thesaurus, and I want to put in the word impact, and I want to see what are the related words. So some of these words may be, I mean, it may be speaking to you at this moment. So this is how I use this tool. All right, so let me show you how I do it. And here we go. So I put in the word impact into thesaurus.com. Right? Oops. So you have shock, bang, blow, bounce. But it's not, those words are not related to the impact I'm talking about, right? So you have contact, crash, crunch. Or maybe I should put in another word, influence. All right. So if I put in influence, then you have like effect, force, impact. Then impact will appear together with influence here. So you must start off with influence, then you arrive at the word impact. Importance, leadership. So just on Amazon bookstore, there are many, many good books written on leadership. Then you have leverage, then you have money, prestige, repercussion, reputation, significance, weight, agency, I mean character, command, all these kind of different words will appear. So maybe I should make it big for all of us. All right. So y'all can have enough time to study this. All right. And the word that I'm thinking in mind, let me reduce a bit more. My original first word, I was thinking about impact, and I know impact is not the correct word to describe what I'm thinking. And then I put in influence into thesaurus. Right now it's showing me from thesaurus, influence. Then you pop out the word impact right here, right? So you either can go left to right or right to left. I mean, this is not scripted. This is just live. I'm just going through this social game with you. Then you may want to think about importance. And very strangely, I want to double check. All of us look at it open eyes, all right? Open eyes. Tell me any of these words really speak loudly to you. All right, so let me turn on the chat again. Which word spoke loudly to you? Right? We give ourselves about 30 seconds, think about it. I also want to think about it. Let's play on some music. And if you are ready, just fire your comments, the reply in the comments chat box. Okay, I got my word. Wow! Somebody matched my word already. And give it some time, let y'all put in first, right? Now, your word may be found outside this page, all right? So I'm just putting like a mini exercise just to pick from this page, but your word may not be appearing on this page. It's perfectly fine. I tell you what is my word from the selection on this page right now, and here we go. My word is right here. It is called significance. And this is the conversation I had, and I having, and I have, and I had with God. And I always ask God, what is the work that I should do that will be significant to you as in my God. And sometimes, the mind like go to the dark side, go to the white side, go to all kinds of thinking and like trying to be very, very focused and just ask God, what do you want me to do? You want me to go to the world and I'll hang out with all kinds of people? Or you want me to be like, only hanging out with the church or what? What is the what? That will give me the significance for me to exploit all my talents to give of my best every single day, and I say I'm not tired. And I can be doing things, multitask, equally as much as this guy here called Elon Musk. So my answer to this question, which is trying to address the group 3, is you have to address this question with the most important person in your life. Now, I do not know who's the most important person in your life, but my journey has always been about God. I've been raised in a Sunday school. It doesn't mean I never gone astray before. I've left church before and then came back, have arguments with God, and so this man is like domineering my thoughts. So you have that same person that's domineering your thought, and you ask, what is the work that you should do that will have significance to this person? And to me, that person is my God. Right? So if I can address this question, then I will kind of put myself on the right track to chase certain things that should get me closer to being significant. And in the past, like there's a phase of my life I go and chase after academic credentials. There was a phase in my life I chase after money. There was a phase in my life I chase after power. I chase after many things. There was a phase in my life I chase after sports. And every phase is just multiple conversation with my God. Very interesting. Like when I was a pilot, before I joined you Flying Club, I was praying to God, please make sure I pass the 5 psychomotor test, whether my legs are the same length, hands are the same length, and I got a bit of degree, my eyesight not that good. Please make sure I pass the eyesight test. I kept praying, boom, I got in. And after I got into Youth Flying Club, out of 2,000 students that year, I think six of us selected to go for the free solo flight, the individual where you fly out the plane on your own. I pray very hard, God, make sure I'm one of the 6 selected. I got selected. But among the 6, my flight score was the worst. I remember out of 5, my fellow classmates, the other 5, they're scoring like 4.5, 4.6. They never touched like 3.9. Now, my highest score was 3.8. Or 3.7, 3.8, 3.4. So I know I'm not like a talented pilot, but I hang on in there. I say, God, please make sure I pass this PPL, private pilot's license. And I got my wings. And I feel at that stage, I completed something and I swear to myself, never ever again I want to be a pilot. Right? So every stage, you achieve a significance and then you check back, is that what God wants me to do? Right? So let's recap. What have we learned tonight? Each of us, number one, they are given the same 24 hours a day. The extreme, Elon Musk. How the heck he can do so many things in the same 24 hours as us? Which brings us to point number 2. Perhaps that explains the fact that in the wealth management pyramid, there's only 1% of the people in the world that are defined as a millionaire. 99%, they are below the ranking of a millionaire. And brings me to the third point. Perhaps there are three categories of people out there. The first category are the drifters. I use drifter as an example. They just stop challenging themselves and just want to drift. Nothing wrong with that. They are happy. It's okay. Just make sure they don't go and jump. The second group are those work in progress, and you can feel it. You're very near already, but haven't crossed it yet. Then the third group are those who cross many, many milestones in their life and trying to find significance, to get closer, to give them the satisfaction to do more in the same 24 hours, regardless of age. Whether you're 20 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old, or 80 years old today, you can do more regardless of age. So, what is the conclusion of the matter? My conclusion when I started off today's live stream with you guys, and thank you so much for joining me, is that typically on a weekend, I ask questions like this. Have I really used my talents that God has given me? Have I put it into good use? Have I been fruitful? Have I been given significance to my God? And I'm happy with what I have. I want to leave you with this thinking tonight, and I'm sure you'll sleep very well on a cold Sunday night. And just challenge yourself and give yourself a really honest assessment. Have we been fruitful with the talents given to us? I leave you with this question, not an easy question, multiple answers, but kind of if you chase on the right track, you'll be happy. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. And tomorrow, Monday, we're going to start our trading. And Tuesday, there will not be any live stream because I'll be doing trade through the night with my students. We will trade from like crazy 9:30 p.m. Singapore time to 5 a.m. in the morning. We are positioning ourselves for the year-end Santa Claus rally. And the rest of the week, we got many other things that we need to chase after. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Good night, everybody.